came up with this, quite funnily, in 3 minutes. Someone was like, I was like, I'm going to go and do wellbeing talks. And they were like, how are you going to do that? And I was like, I don't know, this is what I think. And then it took me about 6 months to put meaning behind everything that I'd come up with. Why do I think this? And I've changed it. You may see, if you look on the front of your page, top left, for yours, says overcome fear. Well, I've changed that already. And that's one of the things that I go through with everything we do is don't ever be afraid to change your ideas. I mean, I'm in a room with doctors and scientists who are literally trying to figure out if something is true or how close can we get to the truth. And the skepticism that you have within your jobs bring to today and bring to how we do things. You may not know everything, but you may know a lot more than me, and I may be able to help you guys. So I use this as a framework, and I use this because this helps me to understand what I'm doing with my life. If I think I want to do something, I use this as a bit of a check-in and a bit of a guide. So the 3 parts of the pyramid that we're going to go through today. What you want from life is going to be what we start with today, because it's something that a lot of people don't have the time to think about. Lives are so busy, and you don't ever get sat down to be like, what do you want from life? Gaining knowledge is the next bit, because that's opened a huge amount for me when it comes to dealing, like overcoming anxiety. The way I see it is what you want from life will help you if you struggle with any low mood or depression. Gaining knowledge will help you overcome any anxiety and fear and like lack of self-confidence you may have. And becoming self-aware is kind of like the eye of Horus to me. It's everything. It sees everything, and it is the awareness that we all need. So to me, figuring out what you want from life will help you find the direction and find the answer. Gaining knowledge will help you to earn some self-belief. And the reason I say earn self-belief is because I think if you can gain knowledge, I think a lack of self-belief comes from a lack of confidence. A lack of confidence comes from a lack of competence, and a lack of competence comes from a lack of knowledge. So if we can improve our knowledge, we can start to build upon our competency, and we can start to build upon our confidence. And then becoming self-aware allows you to be accountable and find the problem. The way I look at it is like, what do you want from life, or what do you want to do? It gives you a direction. I then need to figure out what's between where I currently am and where I want to go. And that's when I need to gain knowledge, because I need some self-belief to get there. I need to believe that the path I am taking is actually the right path. And I need to do that by being sure that I'm going in the right direction. And I become sure that I'm going in the right direction when I gain some knowledge which allows me to move further towards that. So that's going to give me the self-belief. And then to keep myself accountable to achieving that goal, I need to be self-aware, to know if I'm being a bit lazy, to know that I'm afraid because I don't know what's going to happen. There may be things that come out. And every time we're moving on this path towards what we want, either what you want from life or just a goal in general, you're going to come across problems. And you need to figure out what these problems are. And these problems, and there'll be multiple different problems, but they may not be what it seems. You may look at a problem and think it's one thing, but it may be actually something completely different. And if you're not self-aware enough to know that it could be your perception of the situation, that you may be too caught up and too involved in what's going on to be able to actually see what the problem is, then you can take a step back to actually view it. We're then going to need to figure out the solutions to these problems, and that comes from gaining knowledge. I come across a problem, I need to overcome it. What do I not know? You figure out what you know, you figure out the knowledge you need, so then you can overcome and come up with different solutions. And I say solutions plural because there is always multiple solutions, and to decide which solution you should pick will depend on what you want from life. Is this aiming towards the higher purpose goal? Is this solution that I pick going to help me get towards that? If it is, great, we move forward. If it's not, we don't. Now, today is going to be a lot.